Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a little different. It's going to be a smackdown of the rainbow palettes. These two eyeshadow palettes were released, I think, in August of 2020. But you guys know I was not available in August of 2020, but now I'm available. So I was kind of deciding which one I wanted to pick up. I was on Beauty Bay's website because these are both sold on Beauty Bay, and I did purchase them both from Beauty Bay. I was trying to figure out which one I wanted, and I couldn't decide, so I got them both. And then I figured probably somebody else out there is having the same issue as me, so we're doing this today. So if you're looking at my eyeshadow and you're just like, that doesn't really look like it's the same, that's because I used this palette on this eye and this palette on this eye, and I tried really hard to make the shades match up perfectly. Clearly they didn't, but I did my best. Okay. By the way, I am wearing a camo hoodie right now. This was my little brother's, and I'm gonna need you to leave me alone, okay? It is like 11 o'clock at night right now, and I'm just not interested in putting clothing on. So this is what you get for today. I'm sorry. And also my wash day was supposed to be like 2 days ago, and clearly that didn't happen. So like, you know, we can live. We'll survive. Plus, you guys know I love me a good pony. You know, this is my favorite. I think this is the Shayla pony from Insert Name Here. It's like my favorite thing that's ever existed. Like, if I could just look like this all the time, but like with a smaller forehead, I'm in. Oh my god, I didn't even tell you the names of the palette. This is what happens when I start talking, okay? So this palette, the one that I'm wearing on this eye, this is the Sample Beauty Painter's palette in collaboration with Beth Painter, and I'll show you the inside of this one. Like I said, I'm wearing this one on this side here, and this palette is the Bperfect Cosmetics Carnival 3 palette. It's called the Love Tahiti palette in collaboration with Stacey Marie, makeup artist. This is what it looks like here. So this is the third installment of their Carnival series. They have the Carnival, then they have the Carnival XL Pro, which I think I used in a recent tutorial. I'll link up here. And now this is the third version. So this is what it looks like in here. Before we jump into the video, I think you guys should maybe take like 45 seconds, maybe hit the subscribe button, maybe ring the little bell. I don't know, just a suggestion. I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I feel like if you like color, if you like cut creases, if you like weird looks, this is like the place to be. If you like lashes that touch your eyebrows, I think this is where you want to be. No one likes that, but I think you will. So if you guys want to see how I got this look and hear which one of those palettes I would recommend over the other, then please just keep on watching. Okay, so here are the palettes that we're playing with today. I have the Sample Beauty in collaboration with Beth Painter Painter's palette. This is what the inside of this palette looks like. There are 30 shades in here, only 3 shimmers, and the rest are matte. And there is a shade in here called Leo, which just, I mean, it makes it my favorite already. But I'm going to try not to be biased about that. This is the Carnival 3 palette by Stacey Marie, makeup artist, in collaboration with Bperfect Cosmetics. And it's called the Love Tahiti palette. And this one has a lot more eyeshadows. Let me see. 3, 6, 8, 40 eyeshadows. So 10 more shades in here. And this has a lot more shimmers than the other palette. Let me count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shimmers in this one. So 9 versus 3. For the Sample Beauty palette, I paid $34.25 US. And then for the Bperfect Carnival 3 palette, I paid $42 US. So it's really not that big of a difference. It's like almost $8. But then again, it's 10 shades. So I mean, depending on how you feel, that may or may not be worth it. I don't know how you think. I was going to do 2 different looks, but I feel like it would make more sense to use the same look, the same shadows for each look, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start off with the Bperfect Carnival 3 palette, and we're going to start on this eye for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Let me zoom you in. If you see any redness / patchy foundation on my nose, it's because I just got my nose pierced like 2 days ago, and I am scared shitless of it getting infected, so I refuse to put any foundation just like anywhere near it. Then that's just what's gonna happen. Okay. These do both come with mirrors, by the way. The Bperfect one is obviously bigger because the palette itself is bigger, but I mean they're both there. So the shades that match up the closest, I feel like, are the purples and greens. So I'm gonna probably do a green look with like a little bit of purple. None of the shimmers match up. I tried, my man, but one of them only has 3 shimmers and they don't match up with any of the shimmers in the other palettes. So we're just gonna do an all matte cut crease. Oh, no one saw that one coming, let me tell you. I'm going into the shade Key Lime, which is just like a lime green, and throwing this into my crease. This is like gonna be our transition shade. I gotta put quotes because like it is, but like it isn't. So next I'm going into the shade Tropics with a smaller brush and focusing this more directly into the crease. Now with an even smaller brush, this is the LCE3, I'm going to go into the shade, am I going to go into Forest? I'm going to take this and focus it even more directly into the crease. You know what, if I throw red in this, I'm going to look like I am just trying to be Christmas so hard. I like how that created some more depth into the eye. I definitely expected it to be a little bit darker. I don't know why, but like in my head it was going to be a little bit darker, but it's fine. I am working with both of the palettes open in front of me just so that I can make sure that whatever shade that I'm using from the Bperfect palette does correspond to a shade, or at least very closely correspond to a shade in the Sample Beauty palette. I'm taking a MAC 242 brush and I'm just going to carve my crease out. Is obviously going to be the exact same for both eyes. We're doing lilac and we're going to fade it into blue, and then this is how we're going to get all the colors up in there. So I'm going to go into Lagoon with another flat brush and just put this on the center of my lid here and block you from actually seeing what I'm doing. This color is gorgeous. And this lilac shade, that's called Lilac, stunning. I love it. So I'm going to take this shade Black Beach, which I think it's black. Yeah, that looks like a black. And I'm going to apply it right. But is that black though? Is that supposed to be black? Because I don't feel like it's black. This eye is about the most colorful eye that I've ever done in my entire life, which is saying a lot because I love color. I am going to take the same brushes that I was using. I am cleaning them off, and we're just going to keep living our lives. So now moving on to the Beth Painter and Sample Beauty Painters palette. I am going to go into the shade Florist first. It is a little bit deeper than the other shade, than the shade I've used on this eye. So I am just going to like take that under consideration. Now we're going into Cottage, which is also a little bit deeper than the one that we used in the other eye. So that definitely packs a bigger punch than I feel like it did on the other eye. But I do feel like it's because this shade is obviously darker. Going into Ibiza, which I know for a fact this one is definitely deeper than the deepest green in the other palette. Oh, you know what? That actually shows up on the eye a little lighter than I thought. So maybe not. I feel like this shade doesn't blend as well as the other shade. We're going to cut the crease again using the Anastasia eye primer and the same MAC 242 brush. I'm just going back in with the Stacey Marie MUA palette and just like deepening up this blue with the deep, because I feel like it's looking a little strange. I don't like that. I don't like what's happening. I don't like it. So now I'm going to go into the shade Pop, which is like a lilac shade, and put this on my inner don't know, inner third here. Now I'm going to go into, let me see which shade makes the most sense. Probably Scamp. And I'm going to take that right here. Ooh. That's quite a bit of pigmentation. I'm going to take a little tiny bit of Mickey and just see if I can place this here and kind of make it. Oh, that definitely helped. And I really took the smallest amount of that shade. So obviously Mickey is just like the superior blue here. Now I'm going to go into Smoky with the same brush. Obviously wiping it off first. I'm just applying it at this. Oh! Yeah, that black is much nicer than this black. Honestly, oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm so tempted to. I just feel like everything blended a lot easier on this side and things don't look as patchy as they do on this side. This side looks super patchy. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it on camera, but like what the F is this? Maybe doing a weird eyeliner would take the attention away from how like unblended this is. Am I going to put glitter in there now? I just haven't decided. So I don't know about you, but I love this. I love this with my whole heart and soul. Now I'm going to have to do something to my lash line there, but I'm going to hit it with some black. So I'm taking Smoky from the Sample Beauty palette. And I'm just going to hit my lash line with some of that. I would love to try the dark purple, but I feel like I will ruin everything. And that's not really what I'm down for. This black is so beautiful and pigmented. I love it. And now with the Black Beach shade and wiping off the brush, just so you know, I'm wearing like the crustiest pajama pants ever. So every time I'm wiping off my brush, I'm just like, la, 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 on my pants. Okay, I hope you guys can see. This black is really not as good as the other black. I feel like I'm digging in here and like going back and forth a lot, and it still is not picking up as much as I'd like. I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna do the whole face, okay, everything except my lips and my under eyes, obviously, and we will come back and we will have some words. So we're just reeling her back in. I have pretty much everything done except my lower lash line and obviously my lipstick. So on this eye, I'm gonna take the Bperfect Cosmetics palette and I'm gonna grab Forest with a flat definer brush. And I did already pop some white in my waterline. Oh my God, this lash is like sticking. I'm gonna take this and just kind of do one of these and just go like about halfway in. I'm just gonna wipe that off and then go into the Sample Beauty palette and grab Ibiza and apply that on that outer half as well. I'm gonna wipe this brush off again, oh my God, and I'm gonna go into the shade Reef in the Bperfect palette, which is this eye. And now wiping my brush, and I'm going into Tinkerbell from the Sample Beauty palette and doing the exact same thing. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into the blacks in each respective palette with this same brush, very right, like right underneath that white, and just stamp it. I don't want it to be like too overwhelming. I just feel like I need some more definition down here. I feel like I have no choice but to use the same shade for my inner corner highlight because the Sample Beauty palette doesn't really have anything. I'm going to take Pearl from the Bperfect Cosmetics palette and I'm just going to use that on both eyes as my inner corner. But, I mean, that's not really going to affect anything. I just don't want to look like a goddamn fool. This look as like a whole, it's okay. Like I said, this is not the type of look that I would just do on like a rando day. I mean, it is a random day. It's Monday, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm about as fixed as I'm going to be, okay? I'm in a sweatshirt. I just, you know, I just wanted to be cozy today, so I don't care that much about, you know, what's going on. I think that we should talk about these palettes because I definitely have a winner. While I was fixing myself and kind of like getting my life together, I was really just thinking about like the experience that I had with both palettes and thinking about which eye I think looks better. I asked my husband which eye he thought looked better. And I mean, he said they both look great, which I completely agree. I think they both look great. But I think that there is a champion today. I think there is. Let me start off by saying both of these palettes performed wonderfully. I think if you have either of these or you're planning to pick up either of these, I think you're gonna be happy. There's no way that you're gonna be disappointed. I feel like they're both such good quality. I think they both work wonderfully. They both obviously have such beautiful rainbow shades in them. So, and they're both pretty affordable. So honestly, I don't think there is like a loser, but there's definitely a winner. The one that I would recommend that you pick up is the Sample Beauty The Painter's palette in collaboration with Beth Painter. I think that this palette truly won today, and it's not just because of the black. I know that's what you're thinking, but it's not. Even though I do love me some black, and that did definitely gain them some points, that's not the only reason. Yes, the black in here performed a lot better than the black in the Bperfect palette, but the reason I like this better is because A, it's less expensive. B, you get more mattes. Well, not that you get more mattes, but the matte to shimmer ratio is you get more mattes. You know what I'm saying? C, I feel like you have so much depth in here. Like, look at these deep colors down here. Like, look at these blues, these greens. This green definitely goes deeper than the green in the Bperfect palette. On top of that, I feel like the formula in here is just better than Bperfect's formula. I feel like there's almost no comparison. This eye blended out so much easier and better than this eye. It's still patchy on this eye, but I'm just pretending like I don't see it because I can't stress over it anymore, okay? It's 10:30. I gotta go to sleep, okay, my man? If you're like me and you prefer to do matte eye looks, anything you can achieve with this, you can achieve with this. It's just, there's no limitations. The only thing that this has that this palette doesn't really have is like a beautiful shimmer range. And I'm not the type of person who really enjoys shimmers. Like I'm all about a matte eyeshadow, okay? If this was all matte, I probably still would have made it the winner. But the shades in here are honestly so gorgeous. These shimmers, this Blue Moon shade, I swear my next video I'm going to be wearing it because it is just calling out to me in ways that I just feel like a lot of these shades are very mid-tone and kind of repetitive, and I understand that this is obviously the third installment in the Carnival series for them, but I just think this palette is much more well-rounded and I just prefer this formula. And I just think it's better. That's where I'm at right now. I like it a lot. And I think if you were to buy it, you would too. Which palette did you think performed the best? And by the way, I definitely know that my eyes are not the same. Like, I know that this pink is definitely like pink and this one is just like pink. But what you gonna do, okay? I did what I was supposed to do. I tried my best. Okay, let me know if you guys agree with me. Maybe you guys disagree with me. If you think this eye looks better or you think these shadows perform better or whatever the case is, you guys let me know. If you have like some experience with either of these two palettes and you like one so much, or if you have experience with both and you like one over the other, let me know. I just want you to let me know a whole bunch of things. So just go ahead and do that. So let me know. That's all I have to say. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.